welcome to episode 15 of Sincerely.
Tu prima.
I am Jess.
Y yo soy Sam. Y nosotras somos your hosts.
Welcome back.
Welcome. Welcome back,
I
everyone.
know. I feel like every episode we're like excited about the number that we're on, but 15 is a big accomplishment, if you ask me.
I think it's huge because even ahorita I was like, what episode are we on? 15th? And it kind of just like hit me and I was like, what? 15?
Yes, that's insane. I can't believe it. And every week it's like so exciting every time to like sit down and film. So
It really is. And that's what I was just telling you, like I really need these, like, like these episodes. I'm like, they do me so good. Like I was watching our episode ahorita esta mañana otra vez because I only watched like 23 minutes of it. El otro día, I mean, I watched the whole thing like 3 times and then 23 minutes on once it's on YouTube. But I was just like, oh my god, like I was into it. Like I was into the conversations. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and I've been having a lot of people like tell me that our episodes are like we're talking about stuff that people are going through and that maybe they don't really think about it, but like our episodes make them think about the specific topics, and I just love it. I love hearing like any comments or any compliments.
Well, that's so that makes me so happy. Like that really makes it so worth it. For what we're doing because we obviously enjoy it so much.
Yeah, no, it's really nice because like we mainly started doing this for fun, and just because we were already talking and all of that, but like to know that our episodes and topics are reaching the people that we want to reach, like it's just really nice to hear.
It is so nice. Una amiga también me dijo la semana pasada, she was like, dude, like your guys' podcast, like the podcast está bien fregón. And I was like, thank you so much. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to Kimberly. Give a shout out to your friends. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's just really nice. It makes me so happy because, like I said, we're doing this for fun. So sometimes it doesn't really feel like we put this out there where other people can like watch and listen to this. So when people like compliment and like make comments about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah I kind of forget that other people watch and listen.
That we're literally like, oh my god, isn't that like so crazy to like realize? Because like it happens to me all the time, but today too, because every time that it's recording day, I just go through like a whole phase of like a whole day of just thinking and like, just soaking it all in of what we're doing. And so today I was literally thinking that I was like, oh my god, like, like we're all talking about like either our situation or a situation, like our opinions. And I mean, it's an opinion and I'm like, well, literally putting it out there, and who knows who's watching us that obviously might know us. So I'm just like, oh my god, me ven en la calle and they're like, ahí está. Les caigo mal. Les caigo bien.
Esa dijo eso.
Like, oh my god, ella tiene esas opiniones, and I was just like, oh my god, that kind of hit me.
Yeah, no, but we're here to like tell our opinion, tell our thoughts. That's the whole point of this. So,
Literal.
After that little excitement about episode 15, let's do our desahogos this week. I think it's your turn to go first.
No, I think we're gonna have the same one just a little bit, because I think we're gonna have the same one, and mine is gonna be like just celebrating that it's your guys' like, well, yeah, your guys' first anniversary, like wedding anniversary, and that was huge. And I was just like, oh my god, and
yes,
just kept
yeah,
thinking
no,
about
that's
it.
definitely my desahogo too this week. It's just insane. Like, like you always look forward to like accomplishing like another year and stuff, but like this year, just because it was like our church wedding anniversary, I feel like it was just a little bit more important than others, like it had like a good reason to celebrate. And it's just insane that this amount of time has already gone by. Like, I can't believe it still. We were just talking about it too. If you guys watched our vlog, we were talking about how like on the day before obviously our anniversary, we were literally at the venue setting up and like getting ready to be like married and celebrate, and it's just crazy that like it already came around.
Like a whole year just went by.
Yes.
That is so crazy. I know, and that's what I was thinking too, and I was like, I know que hueva. But I was like, oh my god, like it's true, because it's like so much planning, so much effort, so much thought, so much everything that goes into it, and you guys did that. You
Yes.
guys celebrated like your wedding. It was beautiful, like
Yeah.
en la iglesia con tu familia. Like it was just
Mhm.
beautiful. And then like to think and be like, wow, that felt like it was just like a couple months ago, yesterday.
That's exactly how I felt. I'm like, it literally was maybe 4 months ago. Like, there's
Yeah,
just no way it's already been a
a
year.
year.
And just to like think that we like, I don't know, like we decided that we were making it a tradition that every anniversary we were gonna watch our wedding video so we can kind of like look back at the day and all that stuff. And
Oh,
while I was watching it, I'm like, can we do it again? Like, it's so sad that you planned for so long and just like the emotions that you go through with wedding planning, and then it's just like for one day.
I cannot even imagine, and I don't want to
Yeah.
imagine. It's kind of like, oh my god, like props to you guys, like to go
Yeah.
through, because I feel like it's so much stress that like at some point you're like, oh my gosh, should we even keep doing? Like, should we push the date back? Like, I don't know, right? Like, and
Yes.
just to go through it and show up that day and be like, yeah, like todo el esfuerzo, todo el tiempo, all of the stress, all of the everything. We're already here. Like today's the day.
Mhm. Yeah. No, and I feel like my biggest like regret was not
Mm-hmm.
enjoying the day to the fullest like that I could have enjoyed it. Cuz I feel like the day finally comes and you have like all of these things that you planned, and then
Yeah.
like my number one worry was like making sure that everything went as we planned it. So I wasn't like fully enjoying every single moment of it. I was just more worried about like, making sure everything came out like we wanted.
Oh,
So
that
I
makes
feel
me
like
sad. We have
no,
to
it was
make
great.
another
Like we're
wedding.
still right. That's what I told her. I'm like, can we just plan another one? But it's just
Oh.
like it just go the day goes by so fast. So if I have any advice for any like one who's getting married, like that day, whatever is gonna happen. Like you have no control over it that day. Like it's just gonna
Yeah.
happen if something goes wrong. And I feel like you just
Hmm.
need to enjoy every single part of it, like as much
Oh.
as you can. So
Oh
yeah,
my
but
god. And I remember telling you like Jessica, like not the stress is because even though you planned it and you know exactly how you planned it and what it didn't come out exactly how you had it in your head and in your plan, no one else knows that. No one else knows your plan. No one knows how things are supposed to look. So it was like
mm-hmm.
so I was like, don't stress about it porque nadie va a saber si el cupcake no tiene el buttercream como lo querías. Like, no one's gonna know. They're just gonna think that that's how it was meant to be. So I was like, I'm like, no te estreses.
Yeah, no, I do remember you telling me that, and that did help me a lot. Like to think like only we know what we planned and what everything is supposed to look like. Like all our guests and everybody that's there have no
Yeah.
idea. So
Yeah. Oh my god. Now I'm all
yeah.
thinking like how can I plan you guys like a surprise wedding and like make you
Oh,
guys survive
stop
it?
it.
We got to. And if you don't want to be part of it, then I'm gonna make it a surprise.
Yeah, no. We'll just have to wait till our I think it's
Oh my
is it
god.
25 years that you get to
Oh
celebrate again?
girl, no, we gotta celebrate like next year. I'm gonna look old in 25 years.
Oh my gosh. It's gonna have to be on our prime time.
Yeah, it has to be in our prime. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're still gonna celebrate the 25 years and then los 50 años. I think it's like 50 next. Like
Yeah.
La Boda de Oro, whatever.
Mhm.
Well, then we're gonna do those, but to revive, to like go ahead and like just like get it so you actually like te lo disfrutes, we gotta do it next year.
Yeah. No, don't worry. I'm already over here planning like where we're gonna do our 25, where we're gonna do our 50. Like I already have it all figured out in my head. We were talking about that while we were watching the wedding video. But
But
I had like a question. Only
I
because
know.
me and Edward always argue about this. So if you
Okay.
guys know like our background with our relationship, like
Yeah.
obviously, when you are dating someone, you have like your dating anniversary and then your wedding
Mhm.
anniversary. But
Mhm.
since we had our civil wedding first,
Yeah.
and then now we have our church wedding, what
Uh-huh.
date do you think is more important to celebrate?
All of them. Well,
Right? That's what
I
I said.
I think you guys need to celebrate all of them in their unique way. But obviously, I think that the most important one, like, it's this last one because it was the
Mhm.
most recent. Like, you guys pretty much like have been going through different like anniversaries, like, the novios, y luego like your civil wedding, and then now your like your church wedding, like por la iglesia. So I think this is just like the seal, like the golden seal, like el broche de oro, literalmente, to your guys's
Yes.
like anniversary. But that doesn't mean that you guys don't, because I mean, and I get it, because then it's kind of like going back, like starting the countdown all over again, because you guys have like over a
Yes.
decade together. So impossible to be like, disregard that for like that day, el
Yes.
4 de octubre. Like, you guys cannot do that.
Yes, exactly. And let us know down below too in the comments if you
Yeah.
guys like got married through like had your
Yeah.
civil wedding or through court, and then you decided to like have your church wedding separately. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
do you guys celebrate more? But no, I agree with you, because that was kind of like my thing, and why I feel like it's important to celebrate all three different dates, because our civil wedding, obviously that was like our first like wedding, like that's the day we officially became married. But then this is like
Mm-hmm.
our church wedding, so this one's like a special in its own way. But the my point was that like I don't really want to start the countdown over again. Like I don't want to,
No.
like, those 7 years that we've already been married, like I don't want to like go back to number one, so
No, you guys gotta celebrate them all, but definitely like this one de la iglesia, like, like this is again, like, I think this is just like huge, and not a lot of people do it. So like, you guys literally have to go big for this one. Like, I think, do whatever plans you guys want to do for the other ones, but this one, so you guys have to be like, we're married, yo.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's what I always tell him. I'm like, we could just do like something simple for the other ones. Like it doesn't have to make like be like such a
Yeah.
big deal or whatever. But like, I still think it's important to celebrate each
Yeah.
day individually.
They deserve it. You guys deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm so cute.
But yeah, no, it's a big desahogo, but it's very, very special, and I just can't believe how fast time goes by.
Guys, literally, like, oh my god, that's why I'm like, soak it all in. Like, really, like what Jessica said, if you guys, are getting married soon and have a wedding like cercas, because that it's approaching,
Mm-hmm.
soak it all in. Like,
Yes.
really, like, tanto dinero que se gasta, el estress, the time, and then for that day to
Mm-hmm.
get here and you be like, literally, like, I can't even enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica, te tenemos que volver a celebrar.
No,
Girl.
like don't get like the bad idea from it. Like I had a great
No.
time. I enjoyed every single part, but I feel like I could have enjoyed it a little bit more, like just constantly like
Yeah.
worrying about everything. And I feel like it also, the day just goes by so fast. I think it was just more sad that you, like you said, you take the time to plan it, and then it like happened in what, like 6 hours or something, like just super, super quick. Like,
You're like,
yeah, I'm like, it's over. Like, can we
¿quién se
continue
quiere quedar
tomorrow?
otro ratito? Yo. Yo me
Yeah.
quedo.
But
Ay, no.
yeah, it just happened so fast. So definitely just enjoy it and just live in the
Yeah.
moment on your wedding day.
That's so sweet. Oh, well, congratulations, guys. Like, you guys,
Thank
oh my
you.
God, I look up to you guys so much. So,
Oh,
and
stop it.
this love spectrum topic.
Yes.
Oh.
It's a lot.
Oh my god, let's introduce our topic, because if it's a lot, I want to know what's a lot. I want to know the first year stuff. Oh, because of Jessica and Ed's anniversary. So we wanted to like just dig in a little bit more into the topic of like, what is that first year like? Like the eeks, the highs, the lows, like any advice, and just how it feels to like, call each other like husband and wife, and know that you guys just went through like a huge accomplishment and such a dream. Like, you guys literally went through like a whole dream come true. So I think it's beautiful. But yeah, so we're just gonna dig into like that first year of marriage topic.
Yeah, and when Sam brought this to me and was like, "We should make this our episode," I was
Yeah.
like, so down for it, and to kind of go a little more into detail. But again, it was gonna be kind of a little hard to go over the first year because we've already been married and like living together. But when
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned it to Edward, he was like, "Well, just think back on like how it was the first year that we were
Mhm.
actually married and like moved in to
Mhm.
like this first year, and like you can kind of like compare and see how the
Oh,
difference is.
yeah. And that's so good because there's a lot of couples who haven't gotten married, but they live together.
Mhm.
And like, what's the difference, you know?
Mhm.
Oh my God. Well, I'm like, okay, well, let's go in. So I really want to know how the next day feels. Like, pasas por la boda, you guys are like in such a cloud. You guys are worried. There's so much going on. A wedding, obviously, it's like your whole family celebrating. So it's not just the both of you. But what
Mhm.
happens when everybody leaves and it's just the both of you, like you two by yourself? And I mean, we don't want to know the spicy tea, but like the feelings tea. Like what
Not
happened?
wedding night details, but like the day after.
Yeah. Like that. We don't need to know. Let's keep it PG-13. Uh,
I
but just
love
like
it.
feeling, just like the feelings wise, like like waking up and being like, yo, like we're married. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I get happy just like imagining it.
Yeah, no. Oh my gosh. We like the night of, we stayed in a hotel cuz it was like closer to like the whole thing than our home,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just kind of like I just remember like waking up and like seeing my dress there, Edward's tux there, like it's like, "Oh my gosh, it's over." It's like a
Uh-huh.
sadness, but then it's like, okay, we're like officially married. We've accomplished like another part of being, like a couple, like everything,
Yeah.
most people dream of, just like married.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of like you live that like fairy tale butterfly feeling all over again, because it's just
Oh.
something special you got to do with your significant other. So ugh,
Oh.
I don't know. And then just to like know that like we did something the next day, so like even to know that our family was still there the next day to still continue celebrating us, and just this other
Yeah.
accomplishment, like it just makes you feel super super like warm inside and just happy.
Oh my god, like even my heart, like I don't know, it's so much happiness. Like you're
Mhm.
literally like accomplishing a huge thing with your significant, with the love of your life. Like you're like, yo, we just did this, and you guys
Yes,
are in like this
exactly.
love bubble and las pinches nubes.
Yeah.
Ah, that's so cute.
Yeah. I remember I woke up and I like asked Edward, like, how do you feel? Because it's just like weird. Like you feel like it's just like over, but then it's
Yeah.
like kind of like a new process starting or
Mm,
forming. So it's just like such a
yeah.
weird feeling. But yeah, it's super,
Cute.
super cute, and just I love it.
Oh, me all emotional over here. Oh my
I
god.
know.
We should make it a thing for where, people get married at least once a year. You guys have to do that. Make a wedding every year. It's
Girl,
so
it's too
beautiful.
expensive for once a year.
Well, maybe like not the huge wedding like the first time,
Yeah.
but just like something. Oh, just because it's muy bonito. Like just seeing you guys in the
Mhm.
wedding and mi tia, mi tío. I think like seeing them too. How was that? Like seeing your parents
Yeah.
witness you getting married.
Ugh, it was just kind of like a feeling where like you feel like your parents, I mean, kind of
Hmm.
push you to this point to like, hopefully prepare
No.
you to be able to find your partner and get married and
Mm-hmm.
live that life, but it's just kind of like it's sad. Even though I was already
Yeah.
moved away, it's kind of like, okay, like this is officially like part of the process, and now it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, you're officially like grown up, Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just
You
such like a
can't come
weird
back to your
feeling.
house, to your parents' house. Ah, just kidding.
Like you can't come back.
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's just more of like, I don't know. It's like that's a good question, because I don't really remember how I felt, but like your parents still get like emotional, and then you get
Yeah.
emotional because, like, again, this is part of probably their dream. Like, since you were little, they knew that this was going to happen, and it's just like I just remember my mom getting all emotional, and then my dad, he's just like
I know.
typical Mexican dad, doesn't cry, but he'll give you like a big hug and just like felicitaciones and
Ay, se me enchina la
cuídense los
piel.
dos. And I guess that's kind of like a good point to it because I feel like
Oh,
that's when it becomes not just you, but they start giving you advice on both of you, like me and Edward. Like, I
oh
remember my
yeah.
dad being like, cuídense and like trátense bien, my mom too. Like, it just becomes, they know you're like united at that point,
You guys
like now
become
it's not just
one.
you. Exactly.
Like you
Yeah.
guys are like literalmente están haciendo una unión, están haciendo like una ceremonia where you guys are becoming one. Like,
Yes.
you guys are celebrating your love. It's not like we're just celebrating you and then we're celebrating Edward individually. Like, this is a celebration of like you guys becoming one. And I feel
Hmm.
like it's also like them getting emotional, and it's because like you said, you already live with Edward, but I feel like it's also because yo creo que hasta que no te casas, they still feel like you're their little girl. They still have to
Hmm.
take care of you, like, and not that they're gonna take care of you like a child, pero se preocupan más, o
Sí.
sabes, como que tienen esta como que, and even though you were already married through like civil court,
Yeah.
pero como que like just taking the step is like, oh my god, my little girl is like literally like, yeah, se está casando.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, because I feel like when you just move out with your significant other, like they probably in their head already like still think that you can come back at any point,
Yeah.
like that relationship could end at any point. And not that
Hmm.
a relationship can't end once you're married, but it's just more it's a little bit harder. I feel like people put more effort
Yeah.
into it.
Hmm.
Um and once you're married, it's like okay, like I don't know. Like I feel like it's the last mark of like letting your parents letting you go.
Yes. Yes, soltarte la mano y ya dejarte empezar tú, like your own family. Like it's like, okay,
Mhm.
she's already, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like ya no está, I don't want to say like ya no nos pertenece or like now she belongs to him. Like I don't necessarily want to use those words, but like it's a little sense of that. Like, yeah, she's already with Ed, like él ya
Yeah.
es su pareja. He's who's gonna take care of her.
Mhm.
And, we need to like let go more. And I know that's so cute.
It's very sad, but it's good, like we all like look forward to that point of our lives and stuff and to be able
Yeah.
to get some like live that freedom too in a way.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think you have to be like really brave to make a commitment like that, because it's easy and people do it all the time where they just move in. That's easy, but like making a decision to like divorce is going to be the last thing on our list, and it has to be something
Mhm.
really bad. Like you and I love each other so much that like we believe that our love can, vencer cualquier cosa. We're going to make it through
Yes.
anything. So we are going to make that commitment en frente de Dios, right? Like, and just share that. I
Yes.
did that's how I see marriage. Like, it's a
Yeah.
you just have to feel it with your significant other and be like, yo, we're literally doing this. It means a
Mhm.
lot to us.
Like
Oh,
forever, literally forever.
forever, ever, ever.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess that's like one piece of advice that I could give because I know a lot of people are like, how do you guys figure out when you're ready to get married?
Mm,
And it's just like finding someone that you obviously picture your future with and like are
yeah.
comfortable, like envisioning all of these like steps with them,
Uh-huh.
but then also like that you're comfortable enough to go through the hard times too because marriage is hard and I'm sure a lot of married couples will tell you
Mhm.
this like you go through a lot and sometimes you'll go through stuff that you didn't even think you would ever have to go through and to have the right person next to you
Yeah.
is like super important so it's not something that you just want to go through with like the first person that comes into your life
Mm.
because it's a it's a lot.
Yeah, I can
It's hard.
imagine. Oh, and it's hard knowing who that person is. And I hear that a lot. Like, you'll just know when it's your person, like, you'll just know. Like, you won't have like the doubts, or ¿qué fue lo que escuché una vez? Like, you'll feel safe, like secure, right? Like, you'll know
Yes.
they're your person, that you can go through like war, like literalmente work through, or work with them.
Yeah.
um so I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, you'll know that it's them. You'll feel like
Yeah.
literally you can accomplish anything together. And
Mm,
that's why it's sometimes important to have those rough times in a relationship too, because that's really when you figure out if somebody's going to be there for you when you need
Yeah.
somebody, because that's the point of having somebody next to you to live life
Mm-hmm.
with, to be able to
Yeah.
go through all of these obstacles in life. So,
Yeah, for sure. It's not always gonna be pink and butterflies.
even though we wish.
I know. I really wish it was pink and butterflies. Imagine just looking outside. Be like butterflies.
And we wish everything was super easy all the time.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, and um, relationships are hard, and sometimes we get like we go through obstacles, and right away you're like, peace out, like I'm out of here,
Yeah.
the red flags. But sometimes you're
Yeah.
like, nah, they're worth it. Like let's just keep pushing it. Ugh.
Yes, yeah. You'll definitely know. But I would say, like, me and Ed would always say, like, communication is important, because if you like, there's some point of like
Mhm.
communicating with your partner, but like you can't, there can't be anything that you're uncomfortable talking to them about. I know, like,
Mhm.
more like back then, because I say it with like my parents, they are like,
Yeah.
don't tell each other certain things because it's like a woman's thing or it's like a man's thing. But like,
Mhm.
no, me and Edward literally tell each other everything. Like, I feel like he
Yeah.
has to know what's going on in my life, like if
Yeah.
something's like up with my body, or if something is like
Mhm.
happening, like he needs to know, like, who else is supposed to be there for me besides the person who I'm living with 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're gonna know it inside out literally. So like
Yeah.
this, and they need to know all of the things, and that's important. Like someone that you're not afraid to tell anything to.
Yeah,
Okay.
even uncomfortable things, because I know sometimes there's like stuff that you're like, oh, I don't know, like I don't really want to tell anybody, or but you need
Yeah.
somebody to be there with you to go through it
Uh-huh.
sometimes.
Ay, qué miedo. Relationships are so hard. They're scary.
Yeah, yeah. But I love it because I feel like you have to have somebody to be there with you,
Mhm.
to lean on, because like once you move out of your parents' house, like yes, you can still continue counting on your parents, but it's like not the same once you don't live with them, like
Yeah.
especially if you're like an adult, you have a job, like you make your own money and stuff, it's just not the same for your parents, to have like that
Yeah.
relationship where they will take care of you.
Yeah, like someone just to go through with life, like through life with. And like you said, that's very important. Someone that you can lean on, someone that you can be like, like I enjoy and I want to have you on my side. And sometimes, like, oh,
Yeah.
it's because it's true. Life is hard at, like just going through life by yourself. Like, having obviously your friends and family, but not coming home to anyone or not having someone to just like, man, like, to pick up where you need the support.
Yeah.
That's definitely like it makes life a lot more beautiful and just worth living, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. And it's just important that when you're like trying to find somebody to be married with, like you have to envision horrible times or like tough times with them and be okay with dealing with those tough times with that specific person. If you don't see them being there for you, or you don't picture them like you running to them during those difficult times, then it's probably not the right person, because that's when you're going to need them the most.
I'm over here sitting like, oh my god. Okay, tell me more, Jessica.
Keep
uh,
going.
keep going. I need these consejos in my life. No, but that's so important because if you,
Yeah.
that's so true. Like illness, a lot of things, and you being like, like no puedo, like, and someone is gonna be like, no te preocupes, like don't stress it,
Hmm.
like that's what I'm here for. I'm not just here to pick up
Exactly.
50% of your part of our
Yeah.
things, right? To be like,
Yeah. I'm
está
not here to be
bien.
your roommate.
And yeah, I'm not here to be your roommate, literalmente, like, or
Yeah.
can I go? I'm gonna go cry. I'll be right back in 10.
Take a break.
We're gonna take a break this episode. Just kidding. No, but that is so important, and it's so like I'm so glad you're bringing up all of these points because as like as hurtful as they might sound, and sometimes as sad as they might sound, to be in a situation where you don't have someone like that, or maybe like like what you were saying earlier of your friends and people telling you that sometimes we talk about situations that they didn't even think about, right? And this can be
Hmm.
one of them where like someone can be like, shoot, like that is so true, like what I'm about to do, like am I about to
Hmm.
make a mistake, like is this person even gonna have my back, like if I can't, like
Hmm.
I'm like because I guess it's like easy to know that, okay, I'm willing to put it all in and have their back. If anything was to go wrong, I'm here. Para eso estoy, right? They can count on me.
Mm-hmm.
But are they going to do the same with me?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, it is really scary, but I feel like you will just know. I know it just sounds
Yeah.
like dumb. You're like you'll figure it out. You'll like know when that time is or when
Mm-hmm.
that person is, but you honestly will. Like
Yeah.
everything leading up to that moment, you'll know that that's going to be your person.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things happen for a reason, though.
Exactly. Exactly. No, and that's like honestly my favorite thing to say. Like everything happens for a reason cuz I feel like not to go into too much detail about like our relationship in the past, but I mean we are talking about like the first year of
Yeah.
marriage and stuff, and like a lot of people ask us like we've been together for like a really really long time, so it's really hard to say because we were different people at that point of our lives when we first started dating and stuff, but I feel
Mm-hmm.
like from the beginning we were put through obstacles that probably a regular couple had not gone
Mm-hmm.
through. Like my parents didn't really like that I was dating Edward because he was older than me and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I me and him both kind of like fought through the relationship, and he continued to push, and he would come around and he would like still talk to my parents, like so like it's really important, like again I
Mm.
said it's really important to kind of keep pushing if you feel like that's the right person, and time will just tell. Like if they're
Yeah.
not meant to be in your life, they'll walk away one way or the other.
Yeah, they can't make the simple efforts of like proving that they really want to be with you, then is
Mhm.
it really gonna get that far? Or like with simple things now, imagine with hard things, like are they really even gonna make an effort?
Yes, exactly.
That just hit me in the face. I know, no, but it's true. I've
Yeah.
also been in those situations, like you said, with like previous relationships and stuff that you're like, okay, like they can't even come see me or they can't even take me out to celebrate like our
Yeah.
anniversary or like the minimal things that make a relationship stronger.
Mhm.
What makes me think that I'm gonna
Yeah.
be able to be like, me enfermé, me puedes traer medicina. Simple thing,
Yeah,
yo.
literally. I know. Yeah, no. And
Ay.
that's why I say everything happens for a reason. You just go
Um,
with it. Sometimes it's really hard to move on and stuff, but
yeah.
it's just not worth putting more effort into it if you're not seeing it where it can move forward,
Hmm.
you know.
I know, guys. Well, take notes, guys. If you guys are listening to this and you guys are like in doubt if you guys should get married, if not, if you should propose, if you should say yes, or if you should break an engagement, or if you should go through whatever it might be, um, grab a notebook, make a note, make notes, and yeah, it's important. I think it's better said than to not be said y que alguien diga like, oh, well, no one ever told me about her. Or I never heard about this before.
Yeah, yeah, no, and again, like going back to like life will sometimes throw things at you that you didn't think you would ever have to deal with, and to be able to have somebody to lean on during those difficult times is super, super important. I know we've mentioned it in other episodes where like, you can plan your life and you have this picture of your life, but God or whoever your higher power could be like have a total different plan for you. So it's important to be able to have somebody next to you
Yeah.
that will be there through difficult times.
Yeah, and that's important because and just because of what we just spoke, because whether you're religious or not, like life works in its very mysterious ways, and I feel like it would always throw so many signs at you, right?
Yes.
Like whether it's a good thing, um, because en español se dice, de amor no se vive, no, de solamente amor no se vive. Like there's a lot of things that go into a relationship, not just love,
Hmm.
right? Entonces como que I feel like when you're going to make such a huge decision to marry someone and just want to spend the rest of your life with them and
Hmm.
vice versa, like you guys have to be in at least not always on the same page because as individuals you guys are always going to be a little different, but at least have the same goals, have the same, align in like your guys' values or where you guys want to be, have self-respect, your worth, and and the same thing for the other person. So if some stuff that is huge, even though it's
Yeah.
little, we don't see it as a huge thing. um how is all of those things and decisions, and the way they talk to you, and the way they treat you, and the way they plan life with you, how is that going to affect you, not just in the present but in the future? I feel like you always have to like envision life with your significant other in a future, just to see how life will look with them and what type of efforts they're even willing to put in.
Yes, no, that's great. I'm so glad that you brought that up because I feel like yes, you definitely want to have those tough conversations with your significant other before you get married, just to know kind of like where their views and their values are. But
Mm-hmm.
if they don't align, like the most important thing is to have respect for each other's processes and
Wow.
thoughts and stuff like that, because you could still move
Mm-hmm.
forward with certain things, but you have to like learn to respect each other's decisions no
Mm-hmm.
matter what it is, like if there's no respect there and they're automatically like, oh no, we're not doing that, then
Mm-hmm.
it's probably not the move for you guys.
Exactly. And the communication, and understanding each other. And yeah, there's a lot of things I feel like that go into like making such a huge step, because I see a lot, and don't get me wrong, like a lot of times, like I see a lot that people make like decisions to get married when they're in the honeymoon phase, because
Hmm.
feelings are at all time high, right? They're just so in the moment, and so like tunnel vision, so blindsided, that they're not really focusing on like real life, and they're not really thinking like their feet on the ground, that they're just going
Yes.
with like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, and he's being taking me to eat, or she's whatever, and in a honeymoon phase, and then you're like, ah, this is the person I want to marry. Y hay muchas veces que escucho como que parejas go and literally just go and get married. Y don't get me wrong, a lot of the times I'm like, wow, it worked out for you guys. And other times
Hmm.
sabes, como que hay tantos problemas, o lo que tú dijiste is like, a lot of those issues start like rising up, that they're like, it's because they don't understand me on this, or que ya no me dejaron salir, or que we didn't discuss kids, or we didn't even talk about financial, and turns out that he's this and that, or she has so much debt and she cannot even afford to whatever,
Hmm.
or illness, right? Like disabilities, whatever it is, and then now you pretty much become the provider for this person
Hmm.
without even having those tough conversations. You're
Yeah.
just kind of put in the situation.
Yeah, yeah. No, and that's true because I do see people that, find their person really early on and they're like, "Oh, I don't care, like we're just going to get married," because I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
they're just living like their best life at the beginning. And sometimes it
Mm-hmm.
does work out for people. Like once you know, you know. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
how long, because I've also
Mm-hmm.
seen relationships where they've been with that person, the person's never proposed, and they've just never gotten married. They've gone through everything
Mm-hmm.
together, and marriage just was not for them, and there's a reason why it happened that way. But then they find
Yeah.
somebody else, and within 6 months or so, like they're married. They got
Mm-hmm.
everything that they wanted from this new person. So it doesn't, you can't put a time on it. And I know a lot of people are also pressured on like, oh, when are you guys going to get married? It's just like when everyone asks like, when are you going to have kids, like same kind of thing. But you really can't put a time on it. Like you guys
Mm-hmm.
will know when you are ready.
Yeah. No, that was very beautiful, and yeah, you'll just know. I guess you'll just know. But I want to ask you, because I know we were talking about kind of like the respect thing, and aligning values and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys deal with each other's eeks, like, or pet peeves? That you're just like, dude,
Yes.
I cannot. It's like, I love you to death, but like, ugh, me pica acá el
Yeah.
cerebro. You're like, I
I
just can't.
love that you're switching it up because I'm like, okay, we've had like a really serious conversation. Now it's time to get to the fun part of it.
Yeah.
Because marriage can be fun, Like I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm saying it's fun because you have to learn to sometimes like some of those icks you can work with, and sometimes they just become funny, and it's
Ay.
I'm laughing because an ick of mine for Edward is like the way he takes his socks off. It's gonna sound so dumb, and he's probably gonna kill me. He's looking at me over there like, really?
Are you gonna expose me on whole YouTube on the internet?
But he does this thing where he will literally roll his foot. Like, he'll take his sock halfway off, and then he'll, like, roll his foot, and it'll roll into a little donut.
My face.
It's so cringe. It's so gross. He's always done it that way. And now it's more of, like, it's just funny, you know? Before I'm like, ew, stop doing that. Like, that's so disgusting. Just take your socks off normal. But now I'm just like, it's just funny that he does it that way. Like, there's some things that you can move past, and then there's some things where you literally have to communicate to your partner, like, okay, I really need you to stop doing that. You know, like, it's becoming an issue.
Oh, God. I'm all thinking of the whole list I have.
Well, that's so funny because I feel like I had asked Edward, like, what do you think, like, an ick is? And he's like, you're asking me what your icks are about me? Like, but he was like, there's a list. Yeah, there's a list. But I'm like, I really can't think of anything. Because typically, like, we usually communicate pretty well. Like, okay, like, he's never left the toilet seat up. Like, he doesn't normally do, like, typical boy things, if that makes sense. Like, he's pretty good when it comes to, like, house stuff. Like, I don't really have to, like, argue with him about that kind of thing, but I feel like it's communication, because I instantly will vocalize, like, okay, you need to stop doing that, or that's an ick, why are you doing that?
I'm so bad at that word, vocalize. Oh, dude, my big mouth again. I'll be like, I don't, like, it will annoy me, and I'll be like, ¿por qué hiciste eso? Or can't you just do it? And I'm just kind of like, quick, dude. Like, no lo pienso. Where I'm like, okay, process it and think before you speak and make them feel bad.
But see, that's a thing, because I feel like it's not, like, you have to, they also kind of see that it's not that we're being rude. It's just more of like, I'm shutting it down right now before it becomes, like, literally a habit where I have to deal with it for the rest of my life.
We're too picky, bro. Let's just lay it out on the table. Like, I don't want you to do that ever again in your life, and I'm letting you know right now. Like, dude, come on. Imagine if they would tell us things about the eeks that I'm sure they also have, that they're just like, it's that way, and they just probably let it go, and they're like, whatever, bro. Like, she's cute, whatever, right? And they just let it roll. Imagine if they were to tell us.
Edward does all the time. He'll tell me. I could tell you one right now that he still complains about, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm still gonna continue to do it because your reasoning doesn't make any sense.
What is it?
Okay, so in the kitchen we have, like, a pitcher, like a kind of like a, is it called a Brita? That it has, like, filter, and it filters your water pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So we have a pitcher, and that's usually where I grab my water from. And if I'm not using, like, my water bottle or like my, like, Starbucks cup or whatever, my tumbler, then I will just grab, like, a regular cup from the kitchen, and I'll, like, fill it with water, I'll drink it, and then I'll leave it right next to the Brita filter or the pitcher, because I know that I'm going to continue to drink water, and I don't want to, like, get a water cup every single time and, like, put it in the sink. Well, he hates it and thinks it's disgusting that you can, like, see my lip mark on the cup, and it's sitting on top of the, like, the counter next to the pitcher, and he tells me all the time, like, you need to put it, like, you need to wash it and just grab a new cup. It's gross that you're continuing to use the same cup.
I do that, like, too. I'll literally drink it, then put it next to the fridge, and then I grab it, like, and then I put it next to the fridge.
Yes, I'm like, it's just water. Like, I'm not drinking juice or something. Like, it's literally just gonna be for water, and I don't leave it there for days. Like, it'll usually be for the day, you know, and then I'll, like, put it in the sink, and then we'll wash it, and I'll grab a new one.
Yeah.
You just have to, like, learn to work with each other for certain things, because now that he's vocalized that to me, I, like, think about it now. I'm like, okay, have I, like, used it too much today? Should I grab a new cup?
I don't care. I'm gonna keep putting it in.
Yeah, so it's so funny because I always, like, whenever I'm grabbing water, I'm like, okay, I should grab a new cup. But sometimes I'm like, no, I don't feel like washing so many dishes today.
Hell no.
I'm just gonna continue using the same cup all day.
I hate dishes. Well, but I do have this thing with feet too. I hate feet. I hate toes. Really? Yes. I'm all like, don't look at mine. I don't want to see yours. I don't want to see yours. Yeah. You know, they're just there to balance. Or, you know, for balance purposes, so we can stand and nothing else. I hate toes.
Oh, that just makes me think. I don't know. You probably don't do it, but whenever we're going to bed, we always have to cross our feet, like
Ah,
my
well,
feet
when you
with
do
Edward's
that.
feet. You do that?
Well, and I probably move him a little bit, but Chad will be like, poop. Yeah, I guess like if I'm not looking at them, I'm like, okay, whatever. But I don't like the whole thing of like, you know how like no judgment over here, but you know how sometimes couples like to like put like los abren los dedos and they look at them and everything. I cannot
Ew.
do that. I could never. I,
I am so glad I don't know about that because that is pretty
no,
gross.
dude, like people do it, or like you'll go to like I don't know, like somewhere where people are barefoot, I guess, like no sé la playa, and then people you'll see, or sometimes I have heard of couples like cutting each other's nails.
Oh no.
Like
No.
we are not gonna do that, honey.
No, I'm sorry. Unless you're disabled and
Yeah,
really
and I
can't
have to
reach
do it,
over.
and I would probably pay someone to do it if I'm being honest.
Right? Like, go get a pedicure. I'll pay for it.
Yeah, like I could shower you, no problem, but like cut your no.
You're like, don't make me touch your feet.
I don't care. I don't want nothing to do with them.
That's so funny. Yeah. No, I don't really have like any icks, but I feel like all my icks, if they like, if I can't think of any other ones, but I feel like they're just like dumb little things. Like you said, we're just being picky, you know? And I feel like every day I'm like, ew, that's an ick. And he's like, really?
Dude, oh my god. I feel like I am a very difficult person to be with because everything's a pet peeve and I'm just like, that's annoying.
Yeah.
The way you put the pillow, the way
Mm-hmm.
the way
But
you
I
leave
feel
the
like
water hose open.
but I feel like that's just part of like living with somebody because you like live together for so long and it's just like, you know, like they do something new every day and you're like, okay, why are you doing it like that? You never used to do it that way, or you know, whatever, like just little things like that. I feel like
My,
that's kind of what keeps the relationship funny and happy, and you know, too,
ah,
because me and Edward always laugh about it. He's always like, another ick.
you're such a positive and love person. Yo toda estoy estresada, I'm all stretching on my table. Why do we have to live with someone? Why do we have to, you know,
put up with them?
Oh my god. But I'm pretty sure like David also has a lot of eeks about me, but he's very like he's so patient, bro. I wish I could have like at least half of his patience.
That's another thing too. Like Edward's just so easygoing. Like I feel like David and Edward are pretty similar in that way. Like they just kind of go with the flow and like they won't argue back. Like it's just whatever. I mean, you know, if we're obviously wrong, they're going to tell us, but it's more of like throughout the day if we're just doing so, if we're just being mean or something about something stupid, they're just going to be like, okay, whatever.
No, David will probably just put like su carilla todo sentido and then he'll be like, I just found out what you said, it was rude. And I'm all sorry. I forgot what I told you. But dude, oh my god. Okay, anyways, I need to stop talking about it. But we are not gonna go there. But oh my goodness, yeah. But no, he's so chill, yo. And oh my god. Maybe not a good thing.
Yeah. No, but see, that's the thing. Like when you find your person, like the stuff that would normally make you mad about somebody, like it's just whatever. Like you just kind of move on. It's not the big deal. And that's another thing in marriage. You just kind of have to like learn what is worth kind of like arguing about and making a big deal about, and then you know, like other stuff that you're like, okay, whatever, like the day is gonna continue to move forward, we're gonna go past it.
I can't get past it. I'm so immature.
You're like 5 days later, you're still mad.
I'll be like, I don't care. You want to go silent the whole day? Like, bet. I can go silent the whole dude. Like I hate that sometimes. Like
yeah.
Oh, and you know, and if I'm mad, oh my god, I don't know. I'm not ready to be married. But but if I'm upset and then something else gets me even more upset, ooh, I'm like, you know what? Y te voy a decir. That's when I'll break the silence. And I'm gonna tell you. Oh goodness.
You're like, I'm ready to talk about this now.
Yeah, I can be very lovable, but I am definitely, what did I tell you earlier? I'm like a chihuahua, bro. I'm like and just like a golden retriever straight up, like
just whatever. Yeah.
You're gonna be fine tomorrow.
Literally.
But it just sucks. At the same time, I'm like, they don't have to be putting up with me, you know, like pobrecito.
Yeah, no, it's hard, but again, you'll just like that person will literally make you feel heard when you need to be heard, and then like you'll be able to just move past it, and arguments just become kind of like like discussions. They're not arguments anymore.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess that brings like another topic that, well, not another topic, but just like another saying that they say, like sometimes when you don't care anymore, like you're already like, whatever, like fed up and done with it. Like it also turns into from being an argument of wanting the other person to understand and see your point of view to just being like, whatever, like I don't have the energy to fight it anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point. But
I
no,
guess,
you can tell the difference. You know which kind it is. Yeah.
Okay, when you're like, okay, vamos a hablarlo bien because it's gonna benefit us, to the point of like, I don't get to be arguing with you anymore.
Yeah, or like what we're gonna be arguing about is just pointless. Like there's no reason to have a discussion about it. It was more like in the mood kind of thing where you were just having like a bad moment and you just made a big deal about something. Like it's not, you can just tell.
Okay, bueno, voy a hacer notas también yo. Should have brought my notebook, actually.
A lecture.
I'm like, okay, I attended Marriage 101 today.
Oh my gosh, I wish. No, there's 1,000 other married couples that have 1,000 better advice for you guys, but we're just starting, but so far it's been good. It's the first year of actually, and that's like another thing, like people are like, well, you've been married, but like your church wedding, like do you guys feel different? And I was talking to Edward about it, and it just feels like it gave me like peace, like internal peace for some reason, like you just feel like this person decided to marry me for like literally his only opportunity to get married through church, like he decided to use that on me, and it just makes you feel like more secure, more safe, like they're dedicated to the relationship.
Yes, that's so important. That's why I take it like so serious, like marriage, because like through church, because nosotros que somos católicas, we're Catholic, so and you can only get married through church once. Like it's not like the civil weddings where you can, like if you decide to get a divorce and you can, remarry as many times as you want to. Like this is literally like just one. So like the person that you choose to do it with, like that's literally gonna be the only person that you're gonna be able to marry through church, unless it's like, I think it has to be like something very like bad that happens in the marriage for them to, ni sé cómo se dice.
Yeah, to pretty much like revoke it and make it not count.
Yeah. So I know, just knowing that you're like someone chose you to give you like that one opportunity, like you said, like Edward.
Yeah.
Like that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cute.
I know. And we can go on and on. There's just like so many things, but it's like, just understand that marriage is hard, but like you have to find the person that is gonna make everything worth it. So
yeah,
like
it's gonna be hard regardless, but it can also be like so beautiful. It can be such a beautiful experience if you choose the right person.
Yes, yeah, because then you have somebody for the rest of your life to pretty much share everything with,
to bug.
To annoy every day.
To annoy, to be like, can I pinch you a little because I'm a little anxious?
Yeah. To listen to TikToks while you're laying in bed really loud while they're trying to go to sleep at nighttime.
Oh, yes. To get in the shower and be like, I'm going to blast this bocina up. And you're going to perrear with me.
To go get late night snacks with, like ice cream at like 9 p.m.
Salsa, papitas con salsa. I'm literally going to go do that right now. I'm hungry. Are you hungry? To literally ask someone like, ¿tienes hambre? ¿Quieres? You want wings?
Yeah. Yeah, like all those fun little things. Take adventures with, like it's just really nice. Like it feels good to know that you have your person,
Qué bonito. Okay. Well, do dogs count? Just kidding.
They count too. I mean, we have two.
That is so true. And they just go with you anywhere. So that is so true. Hi guys, well thank you guys so much. This was actually one of like my very favorite like episodes. Like just a
Yeah.
love conversation and like just hearing you talk about it like I've always said before, like I always look up to you so much, not only because like you're my older prima, but like you genuinely like have always cared for me and you know the rest of us and like you always mean so well. So I like you're so selfless. Like, you know, even when we think about like stuff and we do plans, you're always like, como tú quieras. And I'm like, Jessica, tú decide. You know, and it just makes me so happy to know that you're happy and you found like your person and
Oh
like
my gosh.
you got this opportunity. You know, a lot of people don't
Yeah.
get it and you're literally like living a dream, you know, like little
Hmm.
your little girl dream. So
You're so sweet. You're gonna make me cry.
no, there's like
I know. Ya llorando al
no.
último. No, thank you so much. And it's like one of those things where you just, you know, I don't know, it just happens. Like I just was lucky enough to have found the person really young, and didn't have to go through all those struggles that normal people have to go through when they're like dating and trying to find their person, you know. So I'm just thankful, but thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no. You don't have to thank me. I'm like,
You're
I'm
just
like,
so sweet.
just keep telling me about your guys' eeks.
Tell me all the fun things.
Tell me all the fun stuff, and maybe you can tell me about the married night off camera. Just kidding.
We can go into detail about
We can go
that.
into detail about that. I just literally threw a piece of trash. Sorry, that's probably Charles Ig que aviento todo. What was I?
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. I just love our conversations. We could just, how did we go from like being super serious and then all of a sudden it's just like we're laughing at the very end.
So that's
It's
us. And then
it
we'll be
literally
rolling
is.
on the floor, the
Oh
pura
my
risa.
gosh. Ugh.
That's so good though.
I love it. I love it. It just makes it so easy going. I'm already like trying to find an excuse to go visit Sam again, you guys.
Oh my god. And we have a great one, but I was like, it would be right after we come back from when I go see you.
Literally.
And then we were already planning this morning also our trip to Mexico. So I'm like, girl.
Ay, no. ¿Quién los deja? Alguien que los diga que no, por favor.
Por favor, que diga, no puedes, güey. No vas a ir.
Yes.
No vas a ir. Deja de planear. Make it a next year's thing. I don't know. Stop it.
Ya se miraron este año. Se me aplacan, por favor.
Twice. Or more. How many times have we seen each other this year?
This year, I think
just the one?
Just one. See, that's so sad. I mean, it's only April. We need to calm down.
I'm all like, I can't believe that. Why?
April. It's only been 4 months.
Why has it only been once?
Almost 2. It's pretty close to 2.
It's pretty close to 2. I'm all like,
dude,
like, es que ya casi va a ser mayo.
I know, so crazy. I know. Podemos seguir aquí todo el día, pero no queremos hacer un episodio súper largo.
De 5 horas.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us this week on this topic. And yeah, we just appreciate all the support.
Thank you guys, seriously, from the bottom of our hearts. We love you. We appreciate you. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share the video, and leave us your comments down below. Yes. We read them. And yeah, I just really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
We love you like always, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye. Bye.